When does a soldier undergoing an operation make national headlines? When that active duty service member is having gender confirmation surgery and it's paid for by the Pentagon on Donald Trump's watch. Remember, back in July and via a tweet, President Trump announced he was reinstating a ban on transgender individuals from serving in the U.S. military. The president's ban caused my next guest to say right here on my program that if the government wouldn't provide for trans soldiers, she would. Dr. Christine McGinn, a former U.S. Navy flight surgeon who herself is transgender, offered to perform gender confirmation surgery on U.S. military for free. But this week, as she prepared to perform her third related surgery since her pledge, her patient got a surprise. The Pentagon said that it would shoulder part of the cost. This will be the first time ever that the government will have paid for a vaginoplasty. Dr. Christine McGinn is back with us. Dr. McGinn, how surprised were you when you heard that news?
I was pretty shocked, actually. So was the patient, very shocked. However, I think it just goes to show you that that the actual people that are day-to-day running the military want to support their troops. You know, this was an effort put forth by the commanders locally to take care of their own troops. And it's gathered a lot of momentum. So it's very exciting.
The statement that was released by the Pentagon, in fact, let's put it up on the screen. I want people to see what the Pentagon said when announcing this. This afternoon, an active duty military member received a sex reassignment surgery. Military hospitals do not have the surgical expertise to perform this type of surgery. Therefore, it was conducted in a private hospital. Because this service member had already begun a sex reassignment course of treatment, says the statement, and the treating doctor deemed this surgery medically necessary. A waiver was approved by the director of the Defense Health Agency, et cetera, et cetera. Why was this medically necessary? You are the treating doctor, presumably, who deemed it medically necessary. Explain that.
Well, it makes it sound like I'm the one that is acting on my own, but this is really this is an established protocol. You know, I can't think of one medical organization in the United States that doesn't agree with that statement that transgender care is medically necessary. And, you know, when someone signs up to fight and die for our country, we provide them with health care, And this is just another form of health care. You know, it's not like somebody's getting it, the military is not paying for a tattoo or a hairstyle. This is health care. Just like the military pays for the GI Bill or a VA loan. You know, there are things that come as benefits with fighting for your country, and we need to take care of our troops.
When I had this discussion and broke the news that you had shared with me on radio, there were more than one caller who had the mindset of saying, I'm for getting rid of the ban that President Trump seeks to reinstate, but why should American taxpayers pay for a vaginoplasty? And maybe you've just anticipated that question, but what is your answer to that?
It's pretty simple. It's health care. You know, we can't pick and choose what we are going to provide for our military members based on political controversies. You know, this is medicine, and there's science, and there's facts. It doesn't take long to go anybody. I know this is hard for people to wrap their head around, but it's not just me acting like a rogue physician. This is what is established by the community of professionals in this country and around the world, frankly. 18 other countries have had transgender service members in their military, some countries for 40 years. And it hasn't been such a political football as it is in this country. Like I said earlier, there isn't one medical organization that is legitimate that doesn't agree with that statement that transgender health care is considered a medically necessary benefit, which I think people get sick of hearing those words, but in plain English, it's a legitimate condition that is improved based on evidence through the treatment protocols that we use.
Dr. McGinn, when the president announced the ban via Twitter, I want to put up on the screen one of the successive tweets that he put up and draw attention to his words. He said that it was due to tremendous medical costs. The Victorian cannot be burdened with tremendous medical costs. What is your response to him saying that there's an enormous cost associated with welcoming transgender service personnel?
Well, you know, I made this offer back in August because I knew that that was an inflated statement. And it might be based on ignorance, but since I'm in the field, I wanted to shed some light on it. And, you know, I offered on international television that we would be doing surgery for free for these folks. And since in 2 months, we've had 17 requests, that's all. So for the entire United States military, 17 people are requesting surgery. We've performed 3, and we plan on doing several more in the next coming months. And the cost, even if the military pays for all 17 of those patients, the cost of the military is $100,000. When you compare that to all the other things like the Viagra program in the military or trips to Mar-a-Lago, it is a minute amount of money. And then if you want to talk about deployability, if you take all those 17 patients and see how many lost days of work it would be 500 lost days total for all 17 patients. So we've just taken care of everyone who potentially wants this surgery that's an active duty military member now for $100,000 and 500 lost days of work.